Welcome to Saturday Morning Momentum. This is episode 27. Getting higher numbers, so I'm starting to forget. But I am Kat of Kat's Novel Adventures, and I'm being joined today by the lovely Lee, Liz, Laurie, and Jen. And we are here to spend some time with you to get projects done, get some reading done, whatever you want to set your intention for Power Hour. You have 1 hour to accomplish whatever that intention happens to be. And we are here just to host and, give some suggestions if you ask for them. We would like to solve some of our issues or stumbling blocks we have. So we will take y'all's suggestions as well. And we just like hanging out too. So, and not have to do our projects and things by ourselves. So anyway, welcome to our regulars. Welcome to anyone who is new to Saturday Morning Momentum. If you are new, please introduce yourself and let us know what you're going to be up to for Power Hour. I'll have a little, banner down there when that time comes. But, feel free to let us know what you're doing, where you're from, as much information you want to give us, because I'm kind of nosy. And if you happen to be watching this on replay, thank you very much. Let us know what you did during Power Hour as well. So hello, Miss Lee.
Hello.
How are you feeling?
I am feeling a lot better. Still a little bit stuffy, a little bit tired, but other than that, I'm feeling a lot better.
Good. Awesome. How about you, Liz? How's everything going for you?
I am super duper.
I love it. Jen, how about you?
I am doing fine today. Today is a good day so far. So we'll keep that mentality going.
Very, very good. And Laurie?
I am recovering from a comedy of errors morning, but I'm good. I mean, I'm not harmed. I still have all my fingers. Everything's good. But yeah, it's tricky.
Very good. I know. I mean, I'm glad you're still here. Like we were talking behind the scenes. We just have to make sure nothing happens to Laurie while she's live.
I mean, I think I've done my, my prayers, my turns, my everything I could do. I think
very good. That's awesome. Let's see who's in the chat today. We have Hermie. Hello, I made it. Hope y'all are well, and I'm glad to be getting my Saturday morning momentum in. Woohoo! And Jamie's here, my West Coast friends, Jamie and Eleanor. Thank y'all so much for being here. It's 6:00 y'all's time, and kudos to y'all. Y'all get gold stars for sure for showing up. And Hermie, Swank is telling you hello, and hello to Swank from Hermie. Alicia is here. I made it this week. Yes, you are not going to Disney Springs. So yeah, I'd like to know what you're going to be up to, Miss Alicia. And then good morning, Chris Wildfire. And howdy to everybody. Happy Chocolate Milk Day, World Rabbit Day, and Happy Ghost Hunting Day.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I don't know if I'll be doing any ghost hunting, but the chocolate milk sounds good. And hello, Courtney. Good morning to you. If you have to lose a finger or toes, lose the toe. I guess so. And I guess it would depend on which toe, correct?
Yes.
Your toes on your feet kind of keep you balanced, don't they? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So I guess, would it be better to lose one of your middle toes?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Definitely not the big toe, I would think. You wouldn't.
Oh, no. No. When I think about the big toe, I think about that story and the scary stories that you tell in the dark.
Yeah.
Or the actual grim Cinderella where the stepsister like whacks off her toes and the other one like whacks off goodbye heel trying to fit in that shoe.
Yeah.
I know we don't see that in the Disney version, do we?
No.
I still have a version though that has all that in it. Yeah.
That's cool.
And then good morning, Stormy. Morning, everyone. Just waking up and fixing some breakfast. Excellent. Yeah. Cameron, woot woot. Happy Saturday. Welcome.
Mr. Mayor, right? Mayor of Halloween-a-thon.
He's the mayor of Halloween-a-thon. And Cameron is in the middle of a move. I believe this weekend he's supposed to be moving all the big stuff or like finalizing it, if I'm remembering that correctly, from Wednesday. And Courtney says, lose that small toe. Swing says, I will be continuing to read my self-help book. Very nice. Very nice. So can anybody give gold stars this week for their week, ladies?
No, I was sick this week. So no, my week was a prelude to this morning, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't sick the whole week, but no, I did not do very well.
Okay. And Lee's saying no, she did not.
I survived the week. That's the best you could do.
Yeah. That was her intention. Liz, did you accomplish anything that you set out to do?
I think my sole accomplishment this week was watching a full season of a TV show. So that kind of tells you what this week was.
Okay. Well, hey, it's called self-care.
It's true.
We'll go with that.
Okay. Y'all are in self-care mode. But Jen got very excited.
I did. And I think, first of all, I do want to say you all get gold stars, because if you're sick, it's a gold star not to push through and make yourself do stuff.
Yeah.
And finishing a TV season, that's excellent. So that's a gold star. That's good. I didn't even write my intentions in the Discord last week. I've been forgetting that some lately, but I did finish my reread of The Shining last night, and I cried, and Tim was looking over at me. I was like, don't look at me. Don't look. Don't see me crying. But I cried. If you've read it, I won't give spoilers, but okay. Well, Dick Halloran, what he says to Danny at the end of the book.
Yeah.
That made me cry. But I did that, and I taught my classes and worked with a couple of students who were having trouble formulating a thesis, which is that is so hard. When I was a student coming to write it, it was so hard for me, and then trying to help students. But I did it, and they both got really excited with the suggestions I gave them. So that's always exciting, because I love to see the students passionate, about their topics. And then I did a lot of my presentation, which is a good thing. But now the bad thing is I've got so much I want to talk about, and I'm limited to 20 minutes. So I'm going to have to spend next week, because my presentation isn't like 1 week from today. I'm going to have to really, hone it in and hit those high points. But I'm just going to make a point to say at the beginning of my presentation that I'm just scratching the surface with this presentation.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
More to dig into.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
with your presentation, Jen, do you have something where you publish like your full, what you've written fully, so that way if you say I'm scratching the surface, they can go and look for the full thing?
Not an actual,
I don't know what you call it, but
professional thing, but I will probably post that somewhere after the conference. And I can too, I can leave a link for anybody that's interested. Once we go to our power hour, I'll put a link here in the chat if you want to buy tickets for the virtual conference this coming weekend, because there are presentations going on Saturday and Sunday. And then there are also author discussions. Unfortunately, I won't be on those, but one of the authors on the discussions is John Langan, who wrote The Fisherman, which is my favorite book. So that's exciting. So if you're interested in the conference, I will put the tickets in there, and that way you'll have access to the weekend.
Okay. Yeah, that would be wonderful. I had a weird week. I mean, I was very productive this week, just not on my intentions. The only thing I really accomplished was the Artist Way group read that we're doing. I got that all set up in Discord, so I'm very pleased about that. But my other stuff just got kind of pushed to the side because I was out and about all this week. There was not one day this week that I was home to where I had a good amount of time at home, except to work on my Artist Way stuff. So, or finishing up, getting ready for a book club meeting or whatever. But I mean, I'm still giving myself a gold star because I worked. It wasn't like I wasn't doing anything. I just didn't complete what I had intended to do.
Kat, you are a gold star. You always do gold star things every day.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I would go that far. Sometimes I do. I have to be very careful because sometimes I seem like I'm busy, but I'm not. I'm not really doing. I guess it's procrastination, kind of busy, where I'm doing stuff and it looks like I'm busy, but I'm really kind of procrastinating the bigger picture. That didn't happen this week.
Yeah.
I mean, this week, literally, I was like, okay, I have like X amount of time here, X amount of time here, and then I got to do it and then go out. So, it's just trying because I have a lot that's going to go on next week. And I'm just like, ooh, I'm not used to having a set schedule kind of thing like that. You get out of it. Especially anybody that teaches, you get out of it during the summer. And so you take those first couple of weeks of school to get into it. Well, I didn't go back to school. So it's like, oh, what? I have to really show up for something?
Yeah.
I'm kind of used to like taking my time and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. It's kind of my little volunteering stint at the Friends of the Library store really has gotten me motivated for my own library. Cause I'm like, if I can go there and work on their shelves for 3 hours and get stuff done, I should be able to do that at home. So I got to figure out, I mean, at home, of course, you got 80,000 other distractions, but I just have to tell myself, it's like I'm at the Friends of the Library. Turn on some good music and just be in the zone for that amount of time, kind of thing. So it shows me that I can get it done and I can do it in a pretty fast way if I put my mind to it. Let's just put it that way. So anyway, and my scrapbook room, I have to get that cleared out because that's going to be my station to do my Halloween cards. So I've got to get that done too because I got to start writing my Halloween cards out.
I mailed mine this week.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Overachiever.
I was going to say, gold star.
I have this kind of achievement, and then this time I very rarely have middle ground. It's either I'm knocking out a whole bunch of stuff or I'm doing nothing.
That kind of sounds like me, Jen. It does. Now, I will say I have all my supplies because I bought my supplies early this year. I have all my stickers. I have all my stuff. I even bought a little activity thing I'm going to include in them. Got all that taken care of. It's just I need my space. And if I wouldn't have put other things back in there, I would have had the space because I had already cleared it. Liz has evidence of it. When I had to show her since she was holding me accountable. So let us see what everybody is going to have for our intentions. What are you intending to do today, Lee?
I am really just going to try to catch up on some comments, messages, all the things that I did not get done this month. I want to just kind of see, am I moving them? Am I condensing them? Am I just getting rid of them? And just kind of get myself back on track because I don't know what happened to this month. So just figure that out.
September flew. It really did. How about you, Liz? What's on your agenda?
I think I'm just going to make a cup of tea and do a brain dump because there's a lot of moving parts going on in a lot of different areas. So I need to get some clarity on that.
I like that, a brain dump. How about you, Jen?
I'm going to post on Instagram a Halloween-a-thon. I watched a movie last night, Night of the Reaper on Shudder. It's a lot of fun. So I'm going to do that so I can share that. And then I'm going to work on outlining a bit more on my presentation so I can kind of time some things, cross some things out. And that's my plan for the hour.
Very nice. And how about you, Laurie? Besides survival.
I was going to say, I'm going to start by putting Neosporin on my burned fingers. But yeah, no, I had already started kind of this morning looking at some goals for October and thinking about what's ahead. So I'm going to continue those. And I'm even looking at some 2026 reading goals, but not in stone yet. But essentially, I'm just going to do some brain dumping and some planning because I feel like the rest of you like super behind. And, I don't even know what's left and what I want to do. So I'm going to kind of reorganize my brain, I guess.
Yes, very good. I mean, that's I'm going to be kind of like in sort of a brain dump organization kind of mode myself. I did start yesterday with getting my outline for what I want to do next week. I've printed up some schedules that I have to put in my planner. I'm going to do my to-do list for today. I just have to kind of regroup and see what I really can get done next week around this project I'm doing for the Columbia Theater. And really, I have Monday and I have Friday. But I also, if I have time, I'd like to jump into The Artist's Way and reread those chapters, those preliminary chapters. I've read them, but that was like, I think 2 summers ago, that in June when I was going to attempt to do it back then. So anyway, that's what I would like to try to do during this time. We'll just see how efficient I am. No like dilly-dallying.
Yeah.
I got to tell myself no dilly-dallying. So again, Swank's going to continue with her self-help book. Cameron his big move is tomorrow, and he's going to be very busy today boxing up everything that's left. If you don't follow Cameron at Library Macabre, I highly recommend it. He is amazing. He's an author. He's written 2 amazing books, Autumn Crow, which is a collection of stories for the autumn spooky season, and also Autumn Crow High, Fresh Hell. It's the first book in a series that takes place in Autumn Crow, but you wouldn't necessarily have to read it during the fall. I think you could read it pretty much anytime, but very well written. And he has a library that is amazing, and he has had to box that library up. And so it's been a huge undertaking for him because he has an amazing collection. And also we have to give Cameron a shout out too, because he is a librarian. He actually drives the bookmobile for his library, which I think is great. And so, yeah, lots of shout outs and gold stars for Cameron, because I know what an undertaking it is, one, to just move in general. But when you have a book collection as extensive, anybody that's had to move books,
it's hard.
It's not something that can just be done like in a couple of hours, for sure. Because especially if you want everything boxed according to collection authors or whatever. And so Hermes giving Cameron some good luck vibes on his move. Christina, hello. She is going to be using this time to paint a wall and start my reading for the weekend. Sounds fun. I love that. Paint to me on a wall, a painting of any kind, just refreshes everything.
It's so cathartic too. It's so peaceful. Yeah.
I love it. And then Hermie will be finishing off a voiceover and upload a video about The Omen. Ooh, scary book. Yeah. And Hermie's with you, Jen. The Shining makes me cry too.
Yes.
Me too.
Alicia said I did all but one intention that I set in the Discord. I read the 3 books that I wanted and needed to, and I only missed one intention. Yeah. And Eleanor said the home distractions is a thing for sure. Yes. Yeah. I have 2 ladies here that distract me, Bailey and Luna. They like to, come and see what I'm up to. And then Luna's constantly wanting you to come and play. Please come out and play. Mm-hmm. So what I need to do, I think, with them on the day that I do my library is I need to go out in the morning when it's nice and cool and throw her toy about 1 million times, get her really tired,
warm out,
and they'll sleep. And then I'll have time to do what I need to do. Alicia said this morning I have my coffee and breakfast sandwich because I want to get a lot done this weekend, cleaning up and decorating for fall and Halloween. Nice. And she also needs to plan her October videos and work on her reading journal setup. Very, very nice. Courtney says, I like the brain dump idea, but instead I have to work all weekend. Ooh. Shayna, hello. I'm off on a Saturday for once, so I can join you. Yay. Welcome. And I'll be using these says reading sprints. I want to get through quite a few things in the next few days if I can. Thank goodness for audiobooks. Yes. Yes. I have to give a gold star to audiobooks because I had to finish Nancy Drew. I had already read it, but it's one of those things I had to refresh my memory. And it did not have the audiobook at the beginning of the week. And I was like, okay, this is going to be marathon reading. And yesterday I said, just for, giggles, I'm like, let me just see if it happens to be on audiobook. And sure enough, it was. It was like, yes, thank you.
No kidding. Lee, I have to tell you, I started reading Falling in Love because you had recommended it.
Yeah.
Listening to it. And this morning I had, the bum fingers. I just burned the fingers. I had the phone in my hand because I try not to go on a walk without the phone in case there's a dog loose or somebody needs me. And the dog leash for the foster dog. And I didn't have my earbuds. And I'm like, dang it. So I just put it on loud. And I'm walking down the neighborhood. And, they're talking about some things.
Yes.
My neighbor was pulling weeds and he said, well, that sounds interesting.
That's amazing.
That is funny.
I love that.
So here's Cameron's channel. Thank you, Alicia, for popping that in. So
Yeah,
everybody wants to check that out. And you are so welcome, Cameron. You are amazing. And I think everybody needs to read Autumn Crow and get into that world. And Jamie is here telling us that she is going to use this hour to get ready for the day. I need to set up my sewing space to get started on Halloween costumes.
Oh, yeah.
And that's for you grandbabies.
I was going to say, is it too late to put in an order?
Oh my goodness, I lost my space. Okay, where am I at? Okay, so then boo for having to work all weekend, Courtney. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
And Chris Wildfire says, I'm cleaning out my Google Docs and then working on my novel. Nice. Very nice. I do have to do some digital decluttering, but that's not going to happen today. I find that I don't know how you ladies are with digital decluttering, like your email and stuff. I don't know how good y'all are at it, at keeping that. Do y'all have any tricks of the trade with that?
I try to do it once in the morning every day.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I kind of hold on to things until like either it's gone through or it's over or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I did that. That was on my yearly list one year, and I was pretty good about keeping up with it and got pretty low. My issue is I keep things because I'm like, well, what if I really want to like explore this a little more? I guess I have to be better about putting things in folders. The problem is if I put it in a folder, I forget about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So
I flag things too that I can't get rid of or that I really need to.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay.
I guess I flag them, but I pin them. So they're at the top always. And so that helps. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I need to get better at that because my email's gotten out of hand and I can't find things the way I need to. And I don't know. It's just organization. It's amazing to me how it can be like very organized in certain areas of my life. And then in other areas, I'm just like chaotic. I don't understand it. Like, I don't understand why I can't like be totally organized. I guess it's my personality. I guess it's my tendency being a questioner. It's the outer and inner expectations, what I have to meet,
Yeah. And I would like my books, ink and paper Gmail. I don't do it with that every day. And to be honest, it's a mess sometimes. Like because I get promotions and I get, emails from other people and it's a lot. And so I don't do that every day because I feel like nobody's going to be harmed necessarily if I don't get in there and, but for work. So that's the other thing is like when I do the one for my BookTube channel, essentially it takes some time because I've let it go. But I also like the red bubbles on my iPhone. I can't with that. I have to close them.
Yeah.
Oh, the notification bubbles. Yeah, I'm the same way. It drives me crazy if I see that.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I have to just turn the notification thing off.
Yes, me too. It's like, if you can't stop doing this all day long, I'm turning you off. And then
it's very distracting to me. Very, very.
Yeah.
Even though Courtney has to work, she's bringing her
Oh,
book with her.
good.
Yeah.
Never leave home without a book. That's
No.
my advice to anybody.
Mhm.
Hermes just ordered Autumn Crow. Looking forward to reading it. Yay. And Eleanor is currently listening to Autumn Crow, and it's cozy yet horrifying. Nice. And I'm the same way, Kat. I'm extremely organized at work. It's a totally different story at home. Yes. And I guess it's also, too, what I make as a priority. I think that's part of it, too.
That is part of it. If this is important, I'll do it. But if it's not, I'll struggle with it sometimes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so. And I think also, too, I overextend myself with all the things that I want to do, that I can't ever keep anything just so. And I will say, I think my flaw with my office is I don't have a good system, like a good working system. I need everything in my office needs to have a home, but I don't have that yet. I wish I could hire someone to come and create a system for me. It would be so much easier. And Carissa's here. Good morning. And she will be folding laundry.
That's a good thing.
Yes, it is, especially if you can keep up with it as it comes out the dryer, not let it stack up
Right.
too high. That's always not fun. Okay, so we are going to go to our power hour. So let's get our banner up. Let me get our kitty. Let me see if I can share my screen first. I like that. Okay, very good. Okay, friends, happy power hour.
Yeah.
Let me see what Hermes said first. I just do a quick 10 minutes look through email and Finder looking for things to delete. I have that as a task in my task spinner wheel, so I don't have to think about when I am doing it. That's a good tip. Thank you. Happy power hour. Welcome back. Woohoo. Okay. Oh, we lost Liz again. Oh.
Oh no.
Yes. She lost power.
Oh no.
And then her lights were still on though. And then I got her back in. Yes, and she's gone. So let me just see. Frustrating. So we'll see if she pops back in before we do that. So yeah, it's always something. Technology is wonderful when it works, but when it does not, it's a pain in the bum. I'm going to tell you right now. They were supposed to do maintenance Monday from 11 p.m. to Tuesday to 8 a.m. Well, I thought it had been done, right? So Tuesday we have no internet. No, Wednesday we have no internet. And I get an email on Wednesday saying that they were doing the maintenance from 11 p.m. Tuesday to 8 a.m. Wednesday. I didn't get a message, and I left the house about 12:15, no internet. Go to my lunch meeting. I get a text at 2:41 that our power had been restored.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, really? So you think about people that work from home,
Yeah.
students that are doing school from home, anything that you need that your internet. And I mean, I understand upgrades have to be made. My thing is don't send an email out saying it's going to be from this time to this time and possibly be done earlier. And then you're like hours and hours later. I'm just like,
well, in your state and my state, we didn't have 911 call service for a while. Did you see that?
Well, that's another thing because of Spectrum. If you had Spectrum Voice, it was the same way. They gave you a number that you had to call if you had an emergency.
Yeah. I was like, what do we, I mean, not that we would, but what do people do? Lots of people have emergencies.
Right. Yeah. It's just,
Wow.
okay. She's saying her power isn't out. She thinks it's the computer, which is new. So she doesn't know what's going on.
Oh gosh.
So Liz might not be back on by the time we go off. So I'll just check in with her later and see what's going on. Okay, so before we left, we're in progress report mode, but before we left, I want to repeat this because I did say it. I should have just waited anyway. But Hermie said, I just do a quick 10-minute looking through email and Finder looking for things to delete. I have that as a task on my task spinner wheel, so I don't have to think about it when I'm doing it. And I think that is a good idea. That might be something that I do like in the morning, like as part of my morning routine. Have like a quick little thing to do that. Alicia says the spinner wheels are helpful. Alicia's very good using her spinner wheel. A lot of times on her sprints on Sunday mornings, she will do a spinner wheel just to see what tasks she needs to do, for the day, which I think is wonderful. So I want to plug Alicia too. Alicia does have sprints on Sunday mornings. She generally starts at 10 o'clock a.m. Central Time. So if anybody wants to, check out Sunday morning sprints, that'd be a good one for you to do. And Emma popped in, my sweet friend Emma, who lives in Wales. So it's not morning for her. She's like in the afternoon. Esther Jane popped in. She said, late to the party. You're not late to the party, Esther Jane, because you were out grocery shopping and doing errands on your sunny, beautiful morning. I bet you was cool too this morning. It was 70 degrees this morning, low humidity. It felt wonderful.
Oh, nice.
So I wish it would stay that way, all week or whatever, all day long, but
that's our second fall.
Yeah, because I'm going to tell you, Tuesday, the humidity was so high. It was 80 degrees when I went for my walk at 6 o'clock in the morning, and the humidity was so high. I was like, we must be in summer again. This feels just like summer. I'm like, what the heck?
It was horrible a couple of days last week. I mean, it was the kind where, like you said, like summer, you walk out and you can't breathe because it's so thick and disgusting. And I'm like, why do I live here?
I decided
time. Yeah.
I decided every morning that it's a cool morning. I'm saying thank you, because I think I took it for granted that we had the coolness in the morning. It was going to stay like that from that point on. So it was sort of like a reminder, and I'm like, thank you. So every morning when I step outside and it's cool, I'm like, thank you for this beautiful, cool morning. I'll take it.
Yeah.
So for anyone who was here when Jen was talking about her conference that she's going to be presenting, this is the link for the tickets on Saturday, October 4th. When I went to the ticket link, it said 4th and 5th. So when you go to buy the tickets, you can buy for the 4th. You're presenting on the 4th.
On the 4th, yes. I think, I haven't even looked to see what options are available, but it is a weekend conference. So there will be presentations on the 4th and the 5th. But I do know when you go to the link, there are different ticket prices. So I'm thinking you could probably purchase either the 4th or the 5th or both days, is what it looks like to me.
And do you know what time you're presenting? Do you know what time? Because I see it's just a schedule of presenters, but I guess once you buy your ticket, it'll tell you where your slot is.
It will, yes. I believe that I will be presenting around 12 p.m. on Saturday. I've got to make sure that the time's right because all the different times are on there for Central, Eastern, like UK time, a bunch of different times. But I think Central, it would be around 12 p.m. But I will get you all, that information specifically to you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm supposed to be meeting with Kelsey either Saturday or Sunday for our fall fun day. Ooh. I don't know yet. We haven't kept the weekend open for her to decide. It's going to depend on what's going on with her that weekend. We still haven't Saturday morning momentum because I wouldn't get to her house until around noonish anyway. But depending on what time you're presenting, I mean, we might be able to count that. I mean, you're presenting for 20 minutes. So that might be part of our fall fun day if I do go. And I don't know. We'll just I'll have to work it out and see. So I'm a maybe, Jen. I'm a maybe. Are they going to record it by any chance?
I think they will. Like I said, I've just been so caught up in my presentation. I need to get all these specific little details so I can answer these questions. But I would imagine, since it's virtual, that they would. And it's hosted by Eventbrite. And I know when I have attended events on Eventbrite, they are recorded. And if you've bought a ticket, you can watch the recording later. So I would think that was how it's going to work.
Okay. Because I mean, I guess if you buy your ticket, then you have access to the whole thing. Alicia popped in her link for this Sunday, and Esther Jane said it was 53. Nice and cool. Hermie got the voiceover done and almost uploaded. Got distracted getting tickets for a certain something. Very excited for next weekend now. That's amazing.
Thank you, Hermie.
And Swank said, I woke up to 66 at 74 now. Yeah, I'm hoping that it will stay cooler for today because my husband and I are going to a tea farm at 1 o'clock today. And so you get to walk the grounds where the tea is grown. It's the only tea farm in Louisiana. And it happens to be about 35 minutes away from our house. So they have a little place. It's called Open Farm Hours. So I think once a month or maybe twice a month. This will be the first time I'm going. So I'll have to report back if it was, wonderful. But they happened to host an author event I went to in downtown Hammond for Erica Spindler. And they provided the tea. It was called Friendship Tea. Oh. And it was very good. So I'm curious to see like their tea stuff because y'all know I'm, have broken into tea. I do tea bags, but like I need to figure out all the ins and outs of loose tea and how to make it. Hermie would know all about tea. They drink a lot of tea across the pond. Okay, so how did you do, Lee? How did you do?
I did really good. I got everything done that I intended to get done during that time.
Good. Yay, very good. How about you, Jen?
I figured out when I was trying to make my outline for my conference, instead of narrowing it down to a more succinct presentation, I thought of 2 other things and added those.
So you didn't take away. You didn't condense.
No,
You
I just I was
expanded.
like, oh, but what about this? So I guess that's something, And then I did post my Instagram story to show that I watched Night of the Reaper for Halloween-a-thon.
Very nice. Very nice. And Laurie, how did you do? And you didn't get any new boo-boos, huh?
No, I'm still safe. I still have all my fingers and toes. I did pretty well. I had to take the dogs out because they just are like that. But so I sat outside and did some puzzles and games on my phone while they were doing their bit, and then I continued to work on some of the lists, my October TBR and pile of possibilities, a little bit of thinking about 2026 goals, and then I also came up with my momentum goals for next week, which is good. And then when I had a little bit of time left, it looked like, then I went to Goodreads, and I don't know what possessed me to do this, but I went to Goodreads and I filtered by what was on my want to read list, and then it comes out alphabetically. And I just started going down that list for a bit and said, yeah, nope.
Yes, I've been doing that too.
It feels so good because it's so overwhelming when you just, have had it for so long. You just keep adding. So I
don't know about you too. I didn't realize this until one day I was like, I didn't put this on my want to read list.
I know
anytime you join a giveaway,
yes,
they put it on your want to read. Because one day I was like, why do I have 3 different
more than once? Yeah, exactly. Yes.
So I was a little late to the party of receiving that memo. So I have been, anytime they send me an email saying, sorry, you didn't win, I go in there and I get rid of that. But I do the same thing. When I go into Goodreads for anything, I spend a couple of minutes and I delete a bunch of books that I'm like, the only reason I chose that was because I could possibly have won it.
Yeah, where I think a lot of the business books, I don't need that anymore. I'm kind of turning toward the retirement space in the next few years, but I have enough business books to last me forever. But there were a few that surprised me that I found, and one of them was something that I could maybe read in October. So I was surprised about that. Yeah.
Well, that's what happens is I put it on my want list, but I'm not paying attention to seasons.
No, me either. So
okay, I'm texting Liz to see if she got her stuff done during Power Hour. She texted me back and said, this is the opposite of Power Hour. Oh gosh, I hate that she's having an issue, especially if she's got a new computer. Yeah. I was successful for that Power Hour. I got my to-do list done. I got my week done. I even went ahead and did wrote out all my dates for the whole month of October, because I do a buddy read with my Beaumont Brady group. And instead of having a piece of Post-it note with when we're going to do it, I marked it on my calendar already. So that way I can get rid of that. So I got rid of a bunch of Post-it notes I had, updated my planner with my Columbia Theater information. So very happy about that. And basically did not get to start Artist Way, which that was an extra if I got that far. Right. So I'm okay with that. Liz says she did. It was awesome. And I feel like things are much more manageable. Well, until I realize I have to take my computer in to be serviced.
Right.
So she gets a gold star for her progress as well.
Good.
Oh, I hope that it's something minor.
Yeah.
Alicia said, I got my October videos planned, ate breakfast, made my spinner wheel. Then I decided to make a Legos Botanicals Plum Blossom set and combed Lorelei's hair. So many tangles.
Oh.
Yeah, that's no fun. I was lucky that I had boys. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
About that, except for the one time I went to stay with my niece. My sister and her husband went to Rome, and Andrew and I, it was around Christmas time, I believe. And we all went to have Christmas. My husband, my oldest son, and my dad came back home, but we stayed while they were in Rome, Andrew and I, and we stayed with Emma, and she has long hair. And, she she wasn't even potty trained yet. So she was young. So her hair was really baby fine and everything.
Yeah.
And I remember having, to wash her hair and make sure it got combed out so it wouldn't be, I'm like,
Oh,
this is out of my wheel box here, whatever, wheelhouse. But it was a fun experience to take care of a little girl for, a week or so.
My youngest, her hair was so, and it would just go, like it would not, and it was horrible. And now it's beautiful and long and soft, and but the baby's hair, I'm noticing the other day I was FaceTiming and I'm like, that baby's got your hair, girl.
Yes, Laurel, my daughter that's getting married next month, she has really long, really thick hair. And sometimes when she was younger, she would insist, she's very independent. She would insist on brushing her own hair, but then I'd have to go back and check because she would brush the top, but under here.
Oh, I know.
And it was like, knots that I had to take piece by piece.
Or cut them out. I had to cut one out once because I could do nothing.
Yeah, we've had to do that with Rena, my youngest, because of course, here's the thing too, because she's Chinese, and I had always thought before we adopted her that Asian hair was very silky because it looks so shiny, but it is very coarse.
Yep.
Oh,
very
really?
Coarse,
yeah.
Very hard to manage. And because she wears her protective helmet all the time, and because unfortunately sometimes her self-harm, she'll hit herself like that, and it knots up really bad. So we have to keep her hair cut shorter, even though we love to have it long because it's so pretty, but it's just better for her to have short hair. So girls, they're alike. Even my girl cat's hair is wild. Carmen, what can you say?
I know. I'm telling you.
Oh my goodness. Hermes making a confession. She says, I'm not good at being British. I drink mostly coffee. Don't tell anyone. Well, I just told the whole world.
And that's why I love you, Hermie, fellow coffee drinkers.
Yeah, she's a rebel. She's a rebel.
That's right.
Swank read in her book, very informative, and downloaded a free PDF copy of The Artist's Way. Nice.
Good.
Last week, Swank purged books from her Kindle. Nice. Lorelei says, good morning. Good morning, Lorelei. Good morning. So sweet. Sometimes Lorelei and Alan will pop in on Alicia's sprints. They are so cute. They are precious. Okay, so let's see what everyone is going to get up to for next week. How about you, Lee? I know that you're heading into it still with remnants.
Yes. I'm going to work on my end of month stuff, my October goals, and I only have Kindle Unlimited until October 4th, so I'm going to try to read all the books that I have on Kindle Unlimited between now and then.
Very good. That's a very lofty goal.
Yeah, it is, because I've been in a reading slump, so let's see how this goes.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Hopefully you'll get motivated because of the first day of October too.
Oh, yes.
A blank slate. How about you, Jen? What's on your agenda?
I've got to streamline this presentation because it's in a week, and I've got to be, more decisive and strict on myself about what is going in and what is not. And then I'll be teaching my classes, and I would like to get one YouTube video filmed. It would be nice if I could do two, but at this point, if I could just do one, that would be great, because I haven't had a video up, I think last Saturday or something, might have been the last one, or maybe even last Thursday. So I'd like to do that. So those are my 3 things this week.
Very nice. And how about you, Laurie?
It's interesting how we all have very similar things that happen to us at different times. I also did not film all last week, mostly because I got sick on Sunday. But so I would like to get back to filming. I feel always bad about that, although everybody always says don't feel bad. So I want to film at least probably 2 to 3 videos. One of them will probably be very short. I'd really like to get back to because Lisa brought home the tubs from the shed of Halloween stuff. So I'd like to start decorating this week, slowly but surely, because we were late doing that last year, and it made me just really kind of not like it as much. And then I have a book I need to read soon, like fast, because it was a you pick from my subscribers. So I'm going to be focusing on that a good bit this week, I think, when I have time.
Yeah, I think whenever you do something where you have someone counting on you when you do these YouTube goals,
yeah, it's tricky.
It I mean, it holds you accountable, but it also puts pressure on you because you know that you can't just let it go. Like
Yeah.
some things you can if you have to, but you feel a sense of responsibility because you started this project. That's kind of how I felt with the Artist Way. You know, I put it out there, and then when it's actually time to do it, I'm like, oh, well, what was I thinking? All these other things. Because a lot of times, at least this happens for me, I think an idea is great, but I have nothing on my calendar at the time that I commit to it.
That's right.
And then all of a sudden I get flooded with other opportunities. And it's like, well, I mean, do I just bypass the opportunities or do I bring them in?
Yeah.
Part of my issue with like next week is it's part of my drift that I'm doing. I'm drifting into things because they're presenting themselves. And it's like, is this really how I want to be spending my time? But it's also, could it lead to an opportunity, you know, in the future of something that maybe I want to do that's outside of what I have been doing? You know what I'm saying? So it's how do you know? How do you know which decision to make? But
and I overbooked myself, literally. That's what for this last month or so, like I just really had committed to a lot of things, book clubs and also I may finish it the first week of October, and that'll also be fine. No one will be harmed. You know, I was watching recently Sarah Swan. I don't know if you guys saw it. Sarah's Nightstand is her channel. She did, she does her 5-star predictions, and she didn't get to read any of them. And she was you could just feel the sadness in her and the I'm sure the guilt. I mean, I don't know, but it sounded like she felt.
Well, you know what it is? She started a full-time job as a librarian at a junior high.
Yes, with 2 kids of her own who went back to school, and exactly. So, hasn't had a job forever. So I think we were all just like, "Oh, girl, that's fine. Like, just take the time, you know." But when it's yourself, you're like, "Oh my God, I didn't get this read yet." You know.
Well, you do. You beat up yourself because you feel, you know, you make a connection with people who are watching you, who are subscribing to your channel. Like, we don't take any of that for granted for people who show up for you all the time. And, you know, the year that I started my channel, like I've said to myself, had I known that I was going to be going into the season of sorrow, you know, starting the summer of 2023, I would not have even done my channel. I would not have even created it. But I did. But at that time, I had nothing else going on, really. I mean, I was helping my mother-in-law with stuff, but it wasn't something that was like a full-time thing kind of thing. So I had all this time to be creative and throw into it. And it's sort of like, had I known, but then I guess in some ways, it's the message is there's not always a good time. Like you're going to have things happen in life, and you just have to decide how to go with the flow. And in the very beginning, when everything was happening, I just kept chugging along like the little engine that could. And then, but guess what? I mean, eventually you get yourself burnt out because you're trying, and it's not like anybody said, you must do this, or we're, you know, tossing you aside. No, there might be some people that did. I have no idea. But what it tells you, what it really does tell you, is the people who truly care about you.
Yes.
Because they're the ones that are going to stick with you through thick and thin, and they're not going to put pressure on you.
That's true.
I mean, that's the only thing.
That is it. And I know that everybody who, you know, I was laughing to Lisa. She said, "You haven't filmed this week?" And I said, "No." I said, "You know, I'm laying on the couch all day. I'm sleeping most of the time. My hair is all askew." And, you know, and I said, if I went on to YouTube right now, they would think I was dead. They'd be like, "Oh, that?"
They would say, "Who are you?
I know.
You don't look like Laurie."
Look horrible. Until I finally put makeup on Thursday afternoon because I had a meeting and I thought I could do it. And I did. I mean, I do feel better. But yeah, it was like this infection hit me hard. And so I said, no, I think that they could do without me for a few days. And I really did feel okay about that because I was not going to go on camera.
You have to be able to recharge and give yourself the time to do whatever it is, and however transparent you want to be when you come back or do whatever, that's totally up to you, you know, kind of thing. I got another message from Liz. She said, turns out my capacitor blew. Getting to live my analog dreams. That's what I want to do, is do analog. So you know what? She manifested it. Just
there you go.
Do it.
She sure did.
So as far as my intentions, I do have my same intentions, but I've added on to it. I have 3 days that I will be out of the house. So what I've decided to do is kind of leave that afternoon time a little bit open. Just, I don't know how tired I'm going to be from, you know, doing these school educational. We're doing tours for a play that's opening in October. And so we're basically, my friend Sue and I are chaperoning, but then also leading a workshop for the students who are attending. Like the young actors will perform from the play. We'll do a Q&A session. And then Sue and I, if we have time, we'll do a workshop kind of thing just to, you know, get the kids involved. So I don't know how much energy I'll have when I get home. So I've kind of left that kind of open. I'm still going to have my sprints on Wednesday because I can be low key, you know, for that. It's, you know, not hard to do that. But with that being said, on Monday, I'm devoting my time to my scrapbook room to at least get a space cleared out that I can start writing my Halloween cards out. And then Friday is devoted to my home library. So I have those two things on my list again. I do need to update my book spending. I'll be starting Artist Way. We're opening up the first week tomorrow, and morning pages will start for me on Monday. And then just going with the flow with that. I'm not striving for perfection with the Artist Way. I'm going to do what I can. I'm not going to kill myself because there's morning pages, and then there's also little tasks like artist tasks or whatever. So I'm just doing what I can. You know, I've made that decision. But I would also like to start my Halloween cards, because especially my friends that I'm doing it through Halloween-a-thon. We do a card exchange for that. But my friends that live across the pond, I would like for them to get their Halloween cards before October ends.
Christmas, yeah.
You know, we have a couple on the list.
Is sometimes it takes a long time for it to get there, and then sometimes I'm amazed it gets there within the week, and I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, we have a couple on the list from Canada, and their postal service just went on strike again.
Yeah.
So I don't know when.
You are kidding me.
No,
again.
Yeah,
that is okay.
2 people on our list from Canada, one in the UK. So that one should be fine. But the 2 in Canada, I don't know. Like I said, when they might get theirs. But
that is crap. That's crap, because you know what? They did it last year. I want to say they did it last year in November.
Yes.
Because I always do my giveaway, my gratitude giveaway on my channel. And I had sent books, and one made it through right before the strike. And the other one sat there in wherever their warehouse was for the longest time. And that's just crap, because think about all of the people, and I think they do it on purpose because they know all of the people are trying to get their holiday stuff in.
I was going to say, they're probably sitting there going, Joe, you in the mood for Christmas and this year? No, I'm not. Hey, let's call the others. Let's see if we should just go ahead and, strike this out a little bit so we can feel like we want to do it. I mean, really, yeah.
That's crazy. Crazy. Liz says she's not ready to say her intentions, so she's going to post those in Discord for next week. So let's see where we're at here. Courtney said, time for me to rest before work. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, Courtney. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
And Jamie said she fed the cats and showered during power hour, got my costume patterns printed and cut out, and just need to piece them together. Excellent. Good morning, Andy. Out of town this weekend, but sending encouragement to you all. Well, it's nice of you to pop
Send it
in.
your way too. Have fun.
Yes, have a great weekend. And Hermie said, next week, I'm just going with the flow. I'm aiming to get back to sprinting. I started a new med, which has been rough to start with, but hopefully it'll be okay again in the next few days. Yeah, sending positive thoughts for you on that. Lots of good vibes. Jamie said, for the rest of the weekend, I'll be working on the costumes, finishing up September reads, and doing some planning for October readathons. Very nice.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I have to finish one book for September, for series September. And I do need to catch up on my short stories. And I would like to read at least that one essay for Dark Tower. I'm not starting anything new until October 1st. So I need to film a character video for Dice-a-thon readathon that starts soon, and also have my very late Pedro Pascal video to edit and upload. Nice.
Not late. It's always time for Pedro.
Alicia's intentions are Sunday sprints, read 2 books before end of month, start filming my October videos, and reading journal setup, create 6 pages in the book.
Good.
Nice.
All right.
Jamie also dusted off literally my copy of The Artist Way. I have to give Jamie a million gold stars for being so patient with me. She could have just went and did it all on her own, but we were supposed to buddy read it, long ago. And then I almost lost my stuff. I'm like, where did I put my stuff when I was trying to do whatever? It was in a pile and had something on top, but it's all good. Swank says, I plan to keep working on my to-do list. Excellent. And Eleanor will be mailing out some Halloween cards and decorating this week. Nice.
I'll make some too.
And Postal Services grinching it up.
It's probably not a great job.
But let me tell you some about the post office. I was really, this is like a side note, but I appreciate the Postal Service just because, we wouldn't be able to get things and all that kind of stuff. But I had mailed something to Zach, and I could have probably put it in a standard envelope, but I was like, I'm going to put it in one of those bubble wrap envelopes. It was actually one that I had stickers sent to me. So I sent it out, and I can't for the life of me remember. I don't think I put anything hard in it. I think it was still flexible. But it cost me $7 and change. Okay. And I'm like, I was like, this is the cheapest I can send it. And she's like, yes. So fast forward a couple of days, and Jen from Pages in Chaos sends me an envelope bigger than my envelope. It weighed the same amount, and her postage was $1.63. And I said, how is this possible? So I tell my husband says, well, do you think it's because of taxes, and all this stuff? And I said, it's the post office of America. It's the United States. Their rates should be
New York should be more expensive than Louisiana.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. So I said, whatever. So I clipped my receipt to her envelope. And I said, the next time I go to the post office, I'm asking about it. I want to know. I want to know what the cheapest is to mail anything, because this is weird to me. So I went yesterday, and I get this little guy, and I'm like, yeah, I would just out of curiosity, I would like to know why. I said, I do see mine was ground advantage. Hers is first class, but I want to know what constitutes that. I said, because I had an envelope, same bubble wrap consistency and everything, except it was a little bit smaller than this envelope, but she paid $1.63 and I paid $7. And so he's looking and all that, and he's like, well, maybe it's because of tracking. Maybe it's because of this. Was the envelope flexible? I said, that I can't 100% tell you, but I'm almost positive it was. I said, but I wasn't asked about tracking. I wasn't asked about anything. My only question was, what is the cheapest way for me to send this? And so he told me that if you have an envelope, I need one to show y'all so y'all know what I'm talking about. It's a soft type of envelope. Of course, I don't have one handy, but it's just a soft
Hold on.
with bubble wrap.
Like this?
Something like that, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
They told me that if you have one of those bubble wraps and you can bend it and all that, you can send it first class. You put a piece of cardboard in it or anything to keep it stiff, it then becomes a flat. Therefore, it's more expensive.
Are you freaking kidding me?
That is the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life, in my whole life. So that makes sense to me because I ordered stickers from Rachel for Summerween, and her shipping was $5.63. Okay. And when she sent me the stickers, they had the packet of stickers with a little piece of cardboard in this padded envelope. She paid $5.63 for that. If she would have just sent the stickers without, she could have sent it for first class and probably paid $1 something.
Wow.
Crazy.
I just think that's
I always thought flat rate meant a good deal.
Yeah.
I'm just my whole thing, because there's a difference between parcel, package, flat, and first
Media
class
mail.
flexible thing. I'm like, that makes no sense to me. That little piece of cardboard is not going to weigh anything.
No.
So I'm just letting y'all know this as a tip. So when you mail something, if you think it can be mailed without having, and then also media mail, you know, I sent my postage to send my great niece a book that I got from Target for $1 was more expensive than the book.
Yeah, but still, media mail
a
is
little envelope like that. But I had to send it media mail because if I would have sent it as a flat, it would have cost me all this. I'm like
$6. Yeah. I know.
It's sad that you have to take a post office class just to educate yourself on all of this things that's going on.
I told the little guy, I said, I'm not complaining or whatever. I need to know. I need to know the ins and outs of this so that I can find the cheapest rate. I said, because I mail things all the time and I need to find the cheapest way to mail or whatever. But that's my little, what do I want to say? My little tip for today. If you're doing any kind of mailing. Let's see. Oh, and you got to be careful mailing to the UK, because if you're mailing just a card and you're sending something in the card, it just has to make sure it does, you can still get that postage in or whatever and send it as a card. Because if not, they're going to charge you $18 just to send something small. It's crazy to me. Jamie said, don't worry, Kat. It really worked out for the best. Well, thank you. I appreciate you being so forgiving. And so it has to do with the thickness and whether or not the envelope can fit through the machine for a first class letter. Okay, got it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's method to the madness, I guess, but I just was shocked when I saw it. I'm like, I spent $7 and I probably could have put it in a regular envelope, but no, I had to go be extra. So I paid extra. Oh my goodness. Well, I want to say thank you to everyone that has attended our Power Hour for today. I hope everyone has some wonderful plans for this weekend. And we will be back next week for Saturday Morning Momentum episode 28. It will actually be October 4th. Now, are you going to be able to join, Jen, since you're going to be doing the conference?
Tentative. We'll see. We'll see if I'm down to the minute still trying to. No, I have to have everything ready by Friday. So, tentative. I might be here.
Okay, sounds good. Jamie said there's a little method to the USPS madness, though. Yeah, I agree. Okay, my friends, thank y'all so much for joining. We'll see y'all next week. Post what y'all are doing in the Discord. Keep us up to date with what's going on. We always like to know. And until then, have a great weekend, everyone.
Everybody. Oh.